Well, hey, good late morning. It's not quite noon yet because I got a meeting at noon and I got to get that done. It's a busy day. Thursdays are a busy day. Anyway, hey, welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master, and Agile Coach, and Business Coach, and Personal Coach, Career Coach. I've been doing a lot of that lately, helping people with their careers and coaching them through that, and coaching small, medium-sized businesses. In fact, I'm going to be recording an AI episode or a podcast for another organization who does AI, artificial intelligence. I'm going to be recording that tonight. I have a busy night. It's going to be a busy day. It's not going to stop. So I want to get the show in and talk about retrospectives and why no one likes them or people resistance to them. And it ain't what you think it is. It's not because maybe they're not entertaining. Maybe they're boring. Maybe they should be more simple. I don't know. Maybe just reasons why they go to enough meetings already and they don't want to do any more meetings, or they don't see any change as a result of it. A lot of reasons why people don't like retrospectives. And I want to pose a thought to that process. It's maybe slightly different, because if you know anything about my show, I don't do the typical sprint stuff. I don't do this typical Scrum stuff. I talk about Scrum, I talk about why, and I get deeper into some of the things. So why don't they like retrospectives? You know why? Because nobody likes to examine what they did for themselves. They don't like it. Everybody wants everything to stay the same. You know, I was like a rock. I was going to do a little metaphor. I got this little ball. You know, if I were to sit the ball here, it doesn't go. But if I give it a little push, it'll go faster. It'll get momentum. And nobody likes to give that little push to make that ball move, right? Seriously, they don't. A lot of people are happy. Some people, like myself, may be not happy being in the same spot and want to grow and get to the next level or produce more without working so hard. And that's what the retrospective is about. So we have to conquer that fear of the retrospective. And why I say retrospective or retrospect besides just retrospective is because in Kanban there's a retrospect. You talk about any of these millionaires that talk about what they're doing, they retrospect on what they did for the day. I kind of do it 4 times a day, little mini retrospects. How did my schedule go? What prevented it? In my mind, I just keep building on that, and sometimes I document it to try to improve it the next day. And these are all right, but if we don't reflect on what worked, what didn't work, we can't improve upon it. And people just think that the retrospective shines a light on them. And it's a mental thing. Like, why did I do bad, or I failed, or something like that? So a lot of people associate a retrospect or retrospective with failure. And we have to get past that. You just have to keep nurturing people in the fact that a retrospective or a retrospect is not about failure. It's not to prove you failed. It's to prove that there is possibility, opportunity to get even better, right? Because look at all the multimillionaires. Who would, I love people when they say they see a billionaire, oh, they don't know what they're doing. I mean, they're a billionaire. I said, they got there somehow. It just didn't fall out of the sky. They didn't just get lucky. There's things they did. But even those millionaires and billionaires out there, retrospect on how they can get better, produce more, maybe not work so hard to get the same amount of money they just got last year. How can we do this process better? I just lost my earpiece. And improve it in the future, right? So it's not that they failed. Maybe they failed correctly, or maybe they did something, but there's always a better way of doing it. And maybe they want to try it out, and maybe they find out it didn't work. And that's what the retrospect is about. But we as coaches and leaders have to convince ourselves and others that the retrospect is not about what failed. It's not about your failures. It's not about bringing attention to failures. So as you wonder, why aren't people participating into the retrospective, or why aren't they going, or why don't they do one? A lot of times it's just fear of, it's all about we screwed up, right? And you got to get past that. It's a tough thing to do. It doesn't necessarily happen. More people that are open to improvement, it goes through fine. But other people, it may not. It's a weird little thing on my computer over here. It's messed me up. But other people, they don't know how to do that, right? They don't know how to bridge that gap to saying, well, you're saying I messed up. I'm like, no, I'm not saying we're messed up. I'm saying, is there, and asking you an honest question, possibility of getting better? I'm not looking for you to defend why this didn't work or get into this whole defensive thing, but just be honest with yourself. I know I can always get better in everything. I know on the show, I can do a thumbnail, I can make it look better, I can promote it, I can do all this kind of stuff. There's a list a mile long that I can do with the show, and I will, little by little. Right now, I'm just getting the habit of doing it in a repetitive motion, making sure I put it in my calendar, make sure I have time, how is this impacting, what impacts the ability to do it, and all kinds of things related to this show. Because I be honest with you, I'm not going to do this like an artificially generated video platform. Nope, it ain't going to happen. I'm either doing this live in person or recorded with me, recorded live, or I ain't doing it, right? Because I'm bored of all this AI generated stuff, unless it's entertaining, right? But anyway, so you have to think about it as well, as people are just scared to say they failed, but it's not really a failure. It's not a reflection on it. And they're so used to when they look at what they did wrong, they think they did something wrong, right? And it's a bad feeling. So of course they don't want to do the retrospective. So how do you get them past that? I'm going to give you a couple of things. One, start off with some positive notes, right? So the event itself is in a positive framework. What did we achieve? Things like that. Make a list of all the things you achieved since the last time you did the retrospective. Kind of go through your mind, start on a positive note. Now, say of any of those things or things I didn't get done, what could we do to deliver that? And listen what I said. What can we do to deliver it? I didn't even say what can we do to do it better. I didn't even say that. I said deliver it, right? Or what can we do to get more customers? What can we do to get it to the customer quicker, right? Not saying it's bad. I mean, you come up with some terms, but positive. How do we make it 2-minute return on the customer? How do we make it a instantaneous response to the customer? How do we get our call support back in a day, or from 2 days to 24 hours to 2 hours to 1 hour to 30 minutes, right? It's more of a positive direction where we would like to go as a group. And you can say, we did all this. Here's your metrics. Here's what our thing. Is there anything we would like to push on the metrics? Is there anything we would like to get to the next level in our metrics, right? Those are the kind of questions you ask in a retro, and leave it up to them. If they're all good on everything, then they're not really taking it seriously, right? They don't want to change. They don't want to rock the boat. So you might have to expand on some things. Well, what do you think about this metric? Are you telling us metrics bad? They will go there real quick. It's like, why? Are you saying we're bad at that metric? Are you saying we're bad? No, I'm just asking you. Do you think in your mind you could do better? It's like a world-class athlete, right? Olympic sprinter. They all look at, oh, I can beat my time. They're the world class, the best in the world. Look at, I was just seeing something for, who was it? I was telling my son, something about catching a ball. Catching a ball? Oh, yeah, A.J. Brown. I saw a little Instagram post. A.J. Brown, he's really good. You ever see him? He's huge. Anyway, he gets the ball. He was saying something about he catches about, I want to say 400 catches a day, something like that. I was like, so he is looking, well, how can I do more than 400 catches a day? Do I mix it up? I don't know. Maybe he does different kind of catches, short catches, long passes, extended catches. And then he just has someone, maybe a machine, because I don't think I'd want to throw the ball 400 times in a day. Maybe he has a machine that adjusts and does different variations of it so he can improve that process. So there's AJ talking about how many he does a day. And he probably says, how can I do more? How can I make sure I get more catches? How can I do more routes? How can I practice all these routes? Maybe he just runs them every day. Maybe he runs 100 of the route every day to make sure it's just tweaked a little bit better every time. But he doesn't get on his case for, it failed my route. He's like, how can I make my route better? How can I juke out the other person? And he's a world-class athlete, right? So if they can do it, we can do it. So, but there's ways to bring it up, and you can share how they tweak it every time. They're not perfect, and they always look at how they can do it better, eat better, healthier, or whatever. So just think about this as you're doing the retrospective, and if no one's really responding or wanting to make changes, sometimes you got to ask them. You got to have the difficult conversation. People don't like the difficult conversation. That's why they hire coaches, by the way. It's because coaches, as long as they're not yes people, or some consultants are yes people, whatever you want, I'll do whatever you want, make you happy, just pay me money. Sometimes you got to tell them, well, maybe you can do a little better. Let's stretch. What would you like to try to improve? Because everyone knows when they do stuff, there's a little bit of playroom in there, or maybe they didn't do good, or maybe they slept in. Like maybe I slept in this morning. No, actually I got up early on time, the day before I slept in. But maybe you did that. I don't know, something like that. But think about why people don't like retrospectives. It's not necessarily because they're not entertaining, though. We can improve the retrospective to make them entertaining. Some people will complain about that too. Trust me, I've seen it. No matter how you make it pretty, there's always something to complain about, and sometimes you always get them. But the goal is to get them not worried about if they try to improve, that'll make them look worse, because if they're trying to improve something, that's the admission of they didn't do so well. There's your crux of the matter. They think if they try to improve something, that is acknowledgement that they didn't do too well. God, don't ask a politician to ever think they need to improve something, because they'll never admit it, right? And the same goes to people. They don't want to admit they can try to do it better or do a better job, because in their mind, it tells the world that they didn't work hard enough, or they didn't do enough, or they weren't perfect. I'll tell you right now, no one on this planet is perfect. With that, I just want to say, I wish you the best. If you need any coaching support, I coach careers, because people always, why don't I have this? Why am I not next level? I do that. I coach corporate teams. When you have a corporate team that plateaus, or maybe they want to try something different. They want to try some agile. They want to work as a team better. They want to do better retrospectives. You can contact me as well. Or if you're a small business, small, medium-sized business, I am coaching those businesses. I had a couple businesses like that, found things that work for me. More than happy to apply all the knowledge I had from working with big companies, metrics, analysis, whatever, and adjusting it and bringing some of those tools to you as a small business owner and what you're doing. So feel free to message me. I'm on all the social media. All you do, you can search 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, or you can search Greg Mester, and you'll find me in my company. And we're trying to bring more people on board. So that's coming soon. Hopefully next year we're going to expand, have more resources for people. In fact, I'm going to be talking to one of my coach buddies that I know, or people I know that I have worked with in the past, and see what they're up to. Maybe they want to join us. Anyway, with that, I want to wish you the best. I want to wish you good luck. There's lots of things in the future. There's always an opportunity to improve. We're not perfect. And people are scared of retrospectives because they're worried that that's an admission that they weren't perfect. I can't help you. We're not perfect. There's always ways to get better. Even myself. Definitely myself. So, and everyone else out there. So you just got to find ways to make it. It's fine. I make mistakes. I know there's a way to do it. Let's work on a way to get better. With that, wish you the best. I wish you happy scrumming. I wish you a great day. And I wish you good luck on everything that you do in the future. And we'll see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.